All right, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius. When I was shuffling the cards, well, first, let me see. Oh, see, here we go. When I was doing my own reading, I was told to do one for Sagittarius, for love, and career. New love, new career, or just love and career. And while I was shuffling, I kept seeing the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. But we're going to get started. I'm also being guided to do a different format than what I normally do. I think this is so I think this is so I can, if I'm tapping into somebody else's energy, then also display it differently than how I would display it for myself. Not that you necessarily need to look and see how it's being displayed on the table, but there's something in that will it'll be a slightly different interpretation of the message or of the cards, and it would be a different message than if I were to do it the way I do it. I don't know what that is. There's something about that, but I'm just gonna try to follow. Okay, so tell me about Sagittarius. Please, Spirit, tell me about, where's the line? Where can you see? Okay, it's like very close. Sorry, I just zoomed this in because I didn't want it to be too confusing, especially if I'm trying a different layout. So tell me about Sagittarius for love. Spirit, please. Okay. Justice. So Justice is obviously ruled by Libra, as we know. Libra being a sign ruled by Venus. Venus is the planet of love and money. So when those fall out like that, I usually don't take them, but I heard that I need to take this one, but not that one. So tell me more. Also, this is something about being fair. It's fairness, it's balance, it's karma. It's what you put out, you get back. It also can be almost like the point at which things start to level out. So if you have been doing a lot of internal work, or you've been dating a lot, but you know, maybe you just haven't met the right one, like you're putting in the hours, you're putting in the time, and you're starting to sow those seeds. So this is an indication that if you have not started to see the fruits of your labor, the work, the energy, the time that you're putting into it, the time, the love that you've been putting into past partners, exes, friendships, family dynamics that that's too many, that haven't worked out in your favor, if you continue to do the work, and continue to sow the seeds. The turning point will come out. Okay, so then we have Five of Cups. What else? And I also got, if you're not seeing the physical manifestation of what you are trying to reap, looking inside, look inward to resolve those issues. Maybe take a pause, getting Hanged Man energy, take a pause to make sure that you're sowing the seeds. I keep getting sowing the seeds, planting the seeds. That's interesting, because in my own reading, there was a lot of stuff that had to do with planting and growing and planting and growing. That was a common theme. There might be something to that here as well, but planting the seeds that are of the thing you want, that are actually on the frequency, that are on the same resonance as the thing that you are trying to call in. So maybe doing some clearing emotionally, because the Five of Cups is about regret. This is about feeling lost. This can be feeling betrayed, the sadness, the remorse, the anguish that we feel on an emotional level with the Five of Cups is here. And then with Judgment in the reverse, this is something that's at a standstill almost. Like the judgment, the decision has yet to be made. The thing has yet to be changed. The thing has yet to be changed. Indecision. The thing has not, on a reap and sow system, the tide has not turned yet. So there's something that needs to be resolved in order for that judgment, that decision to be made. This may be a decision within your own mind, within your own life, the decision that you want different or you want change. Now, when I was getting the visual of how I need to lay these cards out, they're not actually laid out the way that I was kind of being instructed to, and now that I'm seeing them, I don't really, how am I supposed to? Okay. So we have the Queen of Cups in the upright and the Two of Wands in the reverse. There's something that you are being called to love and to nurture within yourself. And there's a, this is a waiting period. to be able to do that, to have the time to do that, to go and foster and love on all of those parts of yourself that are holding on to grief, sadness, trauma. This Two of Wands is in the reverse. I see this as not seeing I was going to say seeing everything clearly. This is not. Sometimes this can be a lack of foresight and almost based on previous experiences. If we turn it upright, I usually see this as like choosing to go with the path less traveled, looking off and making the decision. You're at this fork in the road, and the path less traveled will bring more fulfillment. It will bring more joy and happiness and fulfillment, but it's less secure in the physical world. It appears to be less secure. It appears to be more risky. It appears to be, on paper, very, very risky. But it lights you up. It brings this joy, this fulfillment to you that nothing that appears to be perfect on paper would ever bring you. And that is the path that you're being called to venture down. And if you do, it will take you further than what appears to be perfect, what appears to be the best thing on paper. There's something about following the thing that lights you up. And if this has to do with love and romance, then this can have a lot to do in the reverse with knowing what you want. Because when he's upright, he's kind of made that decision. He's like, I know this is the path less traveled, but it makes me happy. I'm going to do it. Even if it's not stable, even if I have to put in more work in order to get it going or to take it further, I'm going to do that because nothing else matters as long as I'm happy and I'm lit up and I'm passionate and I'm fiery and I'm excited. And as a Sagittarius, the wands represent that fire and that passion and that excitement, that heart space that's pouring creativity into everything that we do. And if we don't allow ourselves to, the light inside will start to dwindle. As a fire sign, that little tea light candle starting to dwindle is not a good sign. So when he's in the reverse, I am getting there's an indecision about the right path to go. What's right? What is going to be what is it going to be that brings me what I'm looking for? This could be uncertainty. Maybe you want to take the path less traveled, but you don't have enough information. The Page of Swords in the reverse. Page of Swords. Swords being air, mind. This is information. This is communication. This is communication. It could be online. It could be over the phone. But the page is the messenger. The page is also a less mature energy than the Queen or Kings, of course. Less mature than the Knight. It's the beginning stages. It's the beginning of gathering. It's gathering as much information and the beginning process of something. He's in the reverse, so this is a lack of information. This could be something that is not being communicated, information that's being withheld. If it has to do with another person, this could be that you are not talking to them, they're not talking to you, or that there's some sort of misinformation being communicated, something that's not clear being communicated. This could be the reason for this indecision with the Two of Wands in the reverse, the Judgment in the reverse. I'm seeing that with this Justice card, what is owed to you will come to you. But I think it's time to make a decision. My mind immediately just went to the Five of Cups and the Queen of Cups. It's time to make a decision. Which path do you want to go down? What's interesting about this also is that the Five of Cups, this person, they have their head down, kind of like in sorrow, right? The Queen of Cups, she's also got her head down, but she's not in sorrow. She's obviously looking intently at her large chalice, and we know that she's very loving and intuitive and nurturing and giving, caring. So although her head is kind of bent down at it, if you are looking at it, you can see they kind of have the same vibe there. But one is, they're both focused, right? But one is focused on the past, the negativity that's happened, and the other is focused on forward movement and fulfillment. It's learning the lessons that were only going to be learned through the negative experiences or the challenging experiences, and then using that data, using that information to move forward, to have a different perspective on life, to have wisdom, to know to trust yourself, to trust your ability to read people, to read situations, and to intuitively maneuver how to navigate your emotions or navigate yourself on an emotional level, even when your heart is involved. And I feel that this is being called, you're being called to ask, to make that decision. Which path do you want to embark on? Do you want to keep living in this Five of Cups energy, in this energy of being defeated and being tormented emotionally, battered, bruised? Or do you want to gain the wisdom and the ability to trust in yourself and your own intuition and pour that love into yourself, which will set you on a new trajectory? This could also have something to do with another person, as I mentioned before. Maybe somebody that you've been trying to figure out, are you going to let go? Are you going to hold on? There might be information that you're waiting on in order to decide what to do. But ultimately, beyond what you're going to do with that person, the decision starts with you first. The decision starts with you first. And once you've made that decision for yourself, it's much easier to make choices, make your decisions based on that internal guidance system. If I'm choosing the road less traveled, which may be single longer, it may not appear on paper to be perfect, depending on the partner. It may not be everything that your family has told you they've wanted for you, but it fulfills you. It lights you up, and it's going to bring the peace and the happiness, the harmony that you need. That decision starts with you. If that's what you're choosing, then you don't need information from anybody else or anything else right now. You have all of the information that you need to make that decision for yourself. Once new information comes in from another person or multiple people, if you're dating or you intend to date multiple people, filtering that information that comes in, the new people, the past person, the past people, through this strainer, this decision you've made. If you're choosing the path of peace and love, filter all of this new information that comes in through this strainer of that path of peace and love, and almost taking the person, the past memories, the attachments that you have to them out of the equation. That comes out of the equation. Because you already made the decision is for you. So if the new information comes through and you sift through this strainer and it shows, oh, this information, this person is in alignment with this decision that I made, then you have a choice to move forward with that. But it's easier to see when it doesn't, because I already made this decision for myself. When it doesn't fit that information that I'm sifting through, does not align with the decision that I made, I have to take the emotional side, the attachment, the memories to this person or this thing out of the equation and acknowledge this does not fit my needs or my requirements. This does not fit the decision that I already made. We also have Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands, this is a brand new beginning at something. This is something that will completely light you up and bring that passion into your life. It will give you an opportunity to express your passion and your joy. What's interesting is when I was told to do this reading, I was told to do love and career, 2 separate piles. And then I started with love, and I was going to do career next. I'm getting, this might not be for everyone, but I'm getting, right now, there may be a choice between pursuing career or pursuing love. Are you going to take this opportunity in career, which might mean you have to leave behind someone, something? Are you going to, it's way too many, so I'm going to put those back. Are you going to choose to commit to someone, which will take from the time that you need to focus on your career? Are you willing to make that sacrifice to try and invest in both equally? If it's the wrong person, that's time and energy that you'll never be able to, I don't want to say never, but that you didn't put into your career. So making sure that it's the right person or the right situation is really important right now. We have the Temperance card. Temperance, obviously, as we know, is the major arcana card for Sagittarius. So this is the angel of, I want to say alchemy. This is balance. This is a karmic balance. This is balancing of the emotions between the physical and the spiritual realm, the physical and the emotional realms of our body and our heart as well. This is being intuitively guided, being connected to God, source, spirit, and using that as the map, the navigation system between emotionally balancing and connected to God, letting that lead the way. So if there's any confusion around what is going to, I think that's what this is. There may be confusion around, if I lock in and I know that I'm able to create what I want for myself, or that I have the potential to do and be whatever I want to be. And this can have to do with your career and your long-term stability, financial security. This could be a side business. This could be a promotion at work. But, or this could be someone that has a lot of stability, a lot of financial security. There may be an opportunity presenting itself to you to marry, to commit long term. This person may be, a CEO, business owner. They could come from generational wealth. And although this is on paper a great choice, on an emotional level, maybe you guys went through some stuff, and you're trying to figure out if this is something you want to that you can let go of, or that you can move past. We also have the Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. The Six of Cups in the reverse. All three in the reverse. Are you able to I'm also getting that this is asking you to release the past. You can only, with the Two of Pentacles in the upright, right? He's juggling and he's balancing on one foot. You can only balance on one foot for so long. This is asking you to release the things that you've been juggling. These could be conflicting beliefs about your self-worth, love, relationships, men, women, whatever. It's asking you to, I just got cognitive dissonance, asking you to identify what are your beliefs, what are your values, especially with the King of Pentacles. This is ruled by Taurus. Well, it's for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but we see that there's these bulls over here. This is Taurus. Taurus is very much about what we value in the physical world, what we value in our communities, what we value as a society, right? The things that we place value on, beliefs, ideas. Recently things I think have started to change a bit, but for a long time we've valued marriage. We've placed value on marriage. We've not placed value. We've associated a lack of value on the people that are not married. I'm not saying that that's true. I'm not saying that they're not of value. But as a society, marriage is something that we deem to be of value. If a woman is married, she seems to be a woman of value. Women have been taught heavily to value and seek marriage. I'm getting that this is almost a call to reassess your limiting beliefs, your beliefs, and identify the limiting beliefs. Assess your values, the values that you've adopted through your friends, your family, parents, society, your church, your school. Assess and identify what is still working for you and what isn't. And discard the things that no longer work for you. It's almost like this is a time to really create your own set of ideas and beliefs, because nobody can force you to believe and think anything anymore. You have complete control of that. It's going to be values and things that you have adopted from childhood, friends when you're children, against society. After the Two of Pentacles comes the Three, right? Which is about working, building. There's 3 people in that one. There's community. So discarding these ideas, beliefs, limiting beliefs, things that are creating tension and conflict in your life. And once that has been resolved, moving on to the next pentacle, which would be the Three of Pentacles, to build, to start creating a plan of action. Okay, what's the advice? I have to go in a second. What's the advice? Knight of Cups is in the reverse. The Star is in the reverse. What's the advice? Oh. Jesus. Oh my gosh. What's the advice? It's way too many. Just one, please, Spirit. What's the advice? Think it through. So there's something that's coming towards you, or this could be a person from the past. That could be a water sign. There's a lot of water here. There's also some air, yeah. Could be a water sign or air. Maybe Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but moving towards you, or there may be an opportunity for reconciliation with someone. But the Knight of Cups is in the reverse. This is kind of like a charmer, you know, like in the shadow side of Prince Charming. This is more kind of like a little playboy, you know, or playgirl. And the Star in the reverse, this is, when it's upright, it's about healing, it's about hope, it's about connecting to a higher power, believing in something again. There's something here about a decision or an opportunity, but it's not, it just keeps, it keeps looking like it's just not really for you. Is this about going back to the past or something? What's the advice? One more, please. Okay, this is too many. I'm not going to take all these, but Reflect came out. This is a lot, so. One more, please, Spirit. Temptation. And open your heart. This may be someone coming towards you that has an offer for you. They may seem extremely charming and loving and maybe what you've been praying for or asking for. But if we go back to this beginning about the being on the same resonance, being on the same frequency as the thing that you are calling in or that you want to call in. If you don't change your frequency, you're going to continue to call in the same manifestation of the frequency that you've been on, that you're trying to get away from. That's why cleaning out that gunk, getting rid of the emotional debris, doing your internal work, doing your healing, crying, getting it out is so important so you can purge, lighten your vessel, and change your frequency. So this is looking like something that may be a temptation. And I'm saying open your heart here is not necessarily in regards to this person or this Knight of Cups, this energy that's coming in or that you're faced with the decision about. This is going in and opening your heart back up to the person, the loving, untainted, unjaded, kind, joyous, childlike energy that you were before your life experiences, before you had your heart broken, before you had been deeply hurt or felt betrayed or felt abandoned. What is that energy? Who is that person? What is that frequency of that heart space? How open and loving it is. What is that before you experienced the things that life conditioned you with? Returning to that, because as we go through those experiences, if we don't deal with them and we don't purge them, we will start to hold on to that Five of Cups energy, that grief and that sorrow and that anger and disbelief and betrayal, and it feels terrible. And even if you put on a happy face, if you're a Sagittarius, you're very optimistic naturally, but we will still carry those things with us if we are not actively working through it and purging it. And in carrying that, like I said, that is going to be the frequency, that is going to be the resonance level that you attract and manifest things into. If you're looking for a new start in love, if you're looking for the connection and the stable emotional partnership, the trusting partnership, the level of vulnerability and intimacy that you can receive with someone that you can build a life with, if that's what you're looking for, it's important to have that with yourself first. And if you are not looking at these wounds, you're not helping to heal these wounds within yourself, if you've allowed your shell to get harder and harder without even knowing it, it can be unconscious at times, but if you allow your shell to get harder and harder, you're not allowing yourself that intimacy with yourself. You're not allowing yourself, if you don't crack the shell open, to have that vulnerability with yourself and to feel and be and express. But if you don't have that with yourself, if you don't have that safe space with yourself to open up and to heal and to just feel unapologetically without judgment, then you will not attract that in as well, because you don't have it with yourself. If you don't have it with yourself, that is the frequency that you'll be attracting on other people that you can't have it with. I know I'm saying this in 5 different ways and I'm repeating it, but I'm trying to really drill it in a way that it will make sense clearly. I feel that you're being guided to resist the temptation and give to yourself. Make space, make time for yourself, because this experience will probably not be a healing experience. It probably will not be what you are hoping for. It's looking to be a temptation that honestly may just further create more of that mental and emotional anguish. Give me one more, please, Spirit. From What's the Tea? Oh yeah, the first time I shuffled the cards in the beginning, they didn't go. Every time that happens, I sense a disconnect. Okay, when I cut the deck just now, I saw running. We also have hooked. Running. I feel when we don't resolve these things within ourselves and we just try to go jump into the next relationship or the next fling, we definitely are running from ourselves, running from our pain, running from something. Give me one more, Spirit, please. Oh, no. Oh, good Lord. Well, we have an offer. One more, please. Oh. Wolf in sheep's clothing. Ay, ay, ay. This isn't good. I also take Page of Swords usually as like how I said misinformation earlier. Information that's not clear, that can also be very manipulative. It can be cunning, you know, intentionally. When it's done intentionally, that is manipulation. This person also may be tempting you by giving the illusion that this is real, or this is about love, or that this is maybe that they really care and that they are trying to build something, that they really want to give you a genuine offer. Maybe the temptation is that there's a what if. Like, what if I took the offer? What if I did it? I opened my heart to this person and it worked out. There's a temptation there to see if it works out, see if I open my heart, which I'm trying to do, I've been wanting to do, if this person will be it or the one. But the energy is saying that this is not a healing environment, that it's not fulfilling on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, mental level. If this angel is doing alchemy, this is an indication that you're being called to create your own stability, your own financial, emotional, physical stability. You don't have to be making, a new business that creates a 10 million annual profit necessarily, but stability in your own life. So it's not so tempting and alluring when someone comes in offering something. Obsessive lover, dangerous, toxic, unhealthy, possessive, karmic. And remember that the physical world is all illusion. So even if this person presents, and this could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, they could present themselves to be very stable. But when I say the physical world is all illusion, the 3D world is illusionary in the concept that we are separate. So the underlying theme of individuality or separation, although those things may appear to be true, they really are not, which means the underlying lesson is based on illusion. The underlying theme is based on illusion. This person could present themselves to be very kind and loving and generous and grounded, but they are not. If this is somebody from the past, you may know this. You may already know. And the conflict, the internal conflict, comes from knowing who they are from your experiences with them, but seeing what appears to be changed version of them, a healed version of themselves. The energy here is saying that that is not true. Live in their head. Okay, and give me one more, please. So if you've been overthinking this, you're being asked not to. Ground yourself, ground your energy, so you can think clearly, so you can feel clearly, hear clearly. And then we also have bad habits. Drugs, addictions, toxicity. So this person is very toxic. Extremely toxic. They may be an alcoholic or addicted to something or things. But you have seen, if this is somebody from the past, you've seen who they really are. You know better than to trust who they're presenting to be right now. And you know better than to trust or believe their words, or maybe even what they've been showing you for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. If you have a history of seeing somebody in extremely toxic cycles, manipulative, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, whatever the case may be, addictive habits for however long, could be months, it could be years, a few weeks of putting on a great show is not a sufficient amount of time to make the changes. Also, they may be using wait, what? They may be doing threatening to go back to using, or to go back to, drugs or alcohol if you don't accept their offer. They may be trying to scare or intimidate you into accepting. But if that's the case, you need to know that anybody who is really serious about their health and healing, especially if it is an addictive behavior or a dangerous behavior, anybody that is really committed to that because they are committed to it, because they want better for themselves, will not use that as leverage to pull you back into their vortex. They will not use that. They will try to use blame and manipulation to bring you back in if you don't, as an excuse to turn around and ultimately harm themselves. But if they were as serious about helping themselves or helping the situation as they may claim to be, or as they are claiming to be now, they wouldn't be using that as leverage. They wouldn't be using that as manipulation. Okay. I'm going to leave that there, but I hope that this was helpful. I'm going to take a picture of these. Right. Yep. That's kind of crazy. Well, I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you if you made it this far. I know that was very long, but I usually spend a lot of time on my readings, so if this helped you, definitely let me know what stood out, what resonated. You can give it a like and maybe subscribe, but thank you.